Hello and welcome to Roadmap 2015. I'm Benga Ashiru. We begin today by taking our point of departure by taking a look at the forthcoming governorship elections in Oyo State, southwestern Nigeria. Over the years, the race to the Agodi House is usually an intense political battle which is reputed to be the fiercest in southwestern Nigeria. There are 5 major candidates jostling for the governorship seat in Oyo State. These are the incumbent Governor Abiola Ajimobi of the APC, the immediate past Governor Chief Alawa Kala of the Labour Party, Senator Teslim Folari of the PDP, former Governor Rashid Ladoja of the Accord Party, and Sheyi Makinde of the SDP. There seems to be no dark horse in this race, as all of them are regarded as political heavyweights with a good measure of war chest at their disposal. In finding the roadmap to the Oyo governorship poll, we have to also make good use of the social media as a guide to feel the pulse of the people. Channels TV crew was in Ibadan, the state capital, which also has over 51% of the total number of registered voters in an estimated population of 7 million people. Let's find out the expectations of a few residents in Ibadan about who should be the next governor of Oyo State.
We are praying to God that God should give us the kind of a leader whereby peace will govern our state, like the one we are enjoying now.
We want electricity everywhere, water. They should invest on education, good health.
Governor that would be transparent and the people's voice. I can listen to what people want and what we need in this state.
As in the best, for him to know the opinion of people, as in to do what the people need.
Channels TV was also at the residence of the Oyo State Governor, Abiola Ajimobi. Posterity seemed to be throwing at him the odd challenge of breaking a single-term jinx in Oyo State politics. He discards the notion of a single-term jinx. He was also quick to point out that his performance is enough to win the people's mandate again come February 28 poll in Oyo State. He says Amala politics does not sufficiently capture the aspirations of the people of Oyo State. Governor Ajimobi's second-term bid is expected to be judged based on 3 major indices of grassroots appeal, cross-river appeal, and character detail experience in government. Governor Ajimobi did not waste time in saying there is no vacancy in the Agodi House until 2019. Take a listen.
I've done quite well, relatively speaking, in terms of peace and security of the state. It's the first time that we'll have 4 years of zero murder, bank robbery, armed robbery, particularly during festivities. It's the first time that we did that. It's the first time that we established a security outfit that consisted of the Army, Police, SSS, which you call Operation Boss. It's the first time. It's the first time we are witnessing unprecedented growth in commercial activities, where we have brought in so many companies, commercial companies, that are not only large companies, but they are the largest in Nigeria, and in some cases, the biggest in Africa. So there is always a first time of doing anything. So with the peace and security we have established, with the environmental improvement we have made, with the infrastructural improvement we've made, with the social infrastructure we've provided, I honestly believe that there's a need to consolidate. There's a need to continue to lubricate what we have done. Therefore, it is not good to leave it halfway.
Connecting with the voices on the streets now, we've found out that 3 major indices may largely determine who the people want as their next leader. And these factors will be based on grassroots appeal, crossover appeal, and character and experience in government. So how do you see yourself in the light of these 3 major indices?
Thank you very much. You know, sometimes when you are to assess yourself, one must be careful, otherwise you'll be considered immodest. But since you asked, I would say of all of us competing, of all the candidates, in terms of corporate experience, I have the highest. I worked in the oil industry. Some other contestants or candidates worked in the oil industry. I'm the only one that became a managing director of a major oil industry. Others either dropped as manager or at best as general manager. So in the corporate world, if we are using that as an experience, I rank the highest because I rose to the peak of my career. Others did not. If we are talking, some others, they've been in other professions, like the police, like civil service, they never got to the peak of their career.
Okay, let's look at grassroots appeal, because that is
so in terms of
big factor.
Yeah, so in terms of experience, I think I've been in the corporate world, I've been in the Senate politically, and I was principal officers, and my achievements, the records are there. When it comes to governorship, as a governor in the state, in the last 4 years, comparatively speaking, without any propaganda, in all spheres of key performance indicators, I've done better than those who were there before me, particularly the last two that are competing with me. When it comes to the grassroots appeal, what is grassroots? Grassroots, by definition, are the masses. Those who are, relatively speaking, live below poverty line, or relatively speaking, those that are not as privileged as some of us are. What do they appreciate the most? The function of a government anywhere in the world, fundamentally, is to provide peace, security, and safety of the citizenry. That is the flagship of our own achievement as an administration. I've provided peace, security, and safety of lives and property.
Now, you are emphasizing your major achievement on your ability to provide peace and security for the people of Oyo State. But on the flip side, don't you see hunger as being a major necessity for your own people?
I disagree with you completely. If you look at the Maslow's hierarchy of needs of human beings, what are the issues there? Fundamentally, is to eat. Thereafter, but for you to even be eating, you must be safe. You must be safe. You must exist. You must be secured. So I believe fundamentally, security is paramount. It's essential for all of us, no matter whether you are rich or poor. It's only...
How do you secure a hungry population?
How do you secure a hungry population? First and foremost, you must provide for the hungry population opportunity to exist. They must be safe. Thereafter, the next level is to provide what we call welfare packages that will provide enabling environment for people. What are the welfare packages? 1 is job creation. 2 is opportunity and access to fund to trade and to do businesses.
Now you seem to be deviating from the traditional Amala politics. Now, what difference are you bringing on board?
What is Amala politics? Amala politics is providing food for people, right? Now, tell me any government in the world that wakes up and distributes food to people every day if there is no famine, if there is no disaster. What we are saying is we must teach people how to fish as against giving them fish. And I'm saying the job of government is to provide enabling environment for people.
Now let's quickly make some political permutations now. The 3 major areas, the swing areas we have found out is Ibadan, which has over 51% of registered voters. We also have Ogbomoso and Okeogun. Now, how do you see the vote? Because you will be contesting against about 3 other major contenders for this for the Agodi House. So how do you see this playing out in these 3 zones?
I think for me it's very simple. First and foremost, I ran against these people before and I defeated them. That's number 1 thing. Number 2, the bookmakers. When you look at their books, I'm still ranked the highest. I'm still ranked the first if you look at all their statistics. Whether the ones we did, whether the ones oppositions did, I have their records, I'm still number 1. So apart from the fact that I've defeated them before, I'm still number 1 in the bookmakers' opinion. 3, one party has been divided into four. You now have PDP as a party. From PDP, you got Accord. From PDP, you got Labour. From PDP, you got SDP. And these are all the same party before that became four. So even when they were only two, I defeated them.
Issues have been raised concerning the award of the Mokola flyover contracts. They are accusing your administration of inflating it.
Ordinarily, of course, you see people who want to tear down your flagship. And what are the issues raised? Some said, oh, it's very weak. And we asked, why did you say it's weak? They said, because we have a crossbar. For me, it's ignorance.
How much did you award the
we awarded it, I think it was about 3 billion, thereabout. Yeah. And very good contract by any standard.
You don't see it being on the higher side?
No way, no way. Comparatively speaking. I don't want to dwell into other states, but even when they compare with a particular state or any state, let them look figures for figures. They will see that we are cheaper.
Now let's look at your manifesto, which is centered on urban renewal and transformation. Could you explain more on this?
I think our manifesto is centered around on a tripod, really. A tripod of restoration, meaning you restore the lost glory, or the force we used to be. We used to be called a pace-setter state. Now we are no longer a pace-setter state. We are trying to restore that. We want to restore our old glory. That's what we mean by restoration. Transformation, having restored it, we now want to take it further and transform it to meet modern days requirements. Repositioning, we now want to reposition the state, having transform it to be amongst the best in the country.
What are your expectations regarding the kind of leader that should lead Oyo State for the next 4 years? Why not send your comments on our different social media platforms showing on your screen? Let's go on a break now, and when we come back, we'll get to meet other governorship candidates in Oyo State. Join us again.